hello there. How did you find yourself all the way out here, traveler? Well, welcome. Oh, you've heard this library is haunted, have you? Well, that's sweet. I would say haunted might be a strong word, but we do carry all sorts of curious books. Are you interested? I see. Are you a scholar or just a curious mind? Interesting. And how did you find us all the way out here? You must have paid him handsomely for that information. Well, you've come to the right place if you're looking for oddities of the literary variety. But of course, this is a library. You don't have to pay anything. But as you will learn from these books, there is always a price to be paid. So, what sort of texts are you interested in? Really? You are a curious one, aren't you? All the way out here, and you don't have a specific book in mind? Okay. I'll let you keep your secrets for now. Well, if you are simply curious, as you have stated, I could show you my collection of my personal favorites here. Yes? Okay. Well, we can start with this one. Let me brush it off first. It does get rather dusty out here. There's really only me that works here. So, I don't always have the time to keep things clean. Okay, this is one of my personal favorites. It's titled The Whispering Tome. Can you hear that? The voices of every person who has ever read from these pages. Some prayers, some confessions, some secret. Legend says this book remembers the voice of every person who has ever read aloud from its pages. The words become part of the whispers. It is said, if you read it long enough, you may just start to hear your voice whispering back. Really? Not your cup of tea? Interesting. So, you do have a particular book you're looking for? No. Okay. I suppose I will get your secrets at some point. Ah, maybe that's why this book does not appeal to you. Afraid it'll keep your secrets, stranger. Ah, how about I introduce you to this old friend? This is the Crypt Keeper's ledger. Again, rather dusty, although probably befitting the name of the Crypt Keeper's ledger. Very well. This is the Crypt Keeper's ledger. The ledger is said to keep account of debts, not in gold or silver, however, but in years of life, in promises broken, or in secrets yet unpaid. No one knows who truly keeps the records. Can you hear that scratching, as if the quill is not done writing? Now sometimes you may find a name that you recognize being cataloged within the ledger. However, once you close the book, the ink is blurred and lost forever. Okay. Perhaps you're more interested in plants? We have quite an assortment of unique plants here. Here we are. The herbarium of impossible plants. The plants don't like that. Perhaps I'll stop. I can feel them getting restless in their pressed pages. As I said, this is the herbarium of impossible plants. Inside are plants never found in the waking world. Moonshade lilies that bloom only in dreams. Blood vine that grows from spilled secrets. Ash fern that thrives in the ruins of burned buildings. Sometimes, if you touch the sketches, you may swear that you feel a texture. Velvet petals, sticky sap, or icy leaves. Many pages bear cautionary tales. Do not breathe the spores after dusk. You would do well to heed those warnings. I have seen many a person fall prey to the devilish tricks of these plants. This compendium might be very useful to you on your travels. Perhaps you're more interested in more alchemical pursuits. This is alchemy for the restless soul. It is said this book was written by a wandering spirit alchemist who sought eternal transformation. The recipes inside are constantly shifting. One day, the potion requires a drop of honey. The next, it demands a thorn plucked from a nightmare. If you try to copy them, the ink fades from the page. However, the recipes promise change, immortality, peace, even wings. But every other page ends with a warning in red ink. The price must be paid. Did I not tell you when I met you? The price must always be paid. So, you're not an alchemist. I suppose you said you weren't a scholar. I find you very puzzling. Very well. How about this one? This is the opal key. Inside, illustrations depict endless doors, hallways, and locks. Some doors have no keyholes. Others are already ajar. This book does not teach you how to use the opal key. It is the opal key. Beware, sometimes if you linger on an illustration for too long, you may hear a knocking from the other side. Now tell me, would you open it? Let's close that, shall we? Wouldn't want to open any doors. moving along. How about this one? You might find this one interesting. Although clearly I have yet to figure out your taste. This is the Codex of Shifting Runes. Now, no two readings of the Codex are the same. The symbols crawl across the pages, rearranging themselves like ants. Sometimes they may appear in a language you understand. Other times they rearrange into unreadable spirals. Scholars say the Codex contains the first language before memory. It is also said that if you are able to decipher even one full page of the Codex, you gain unimaginable power. But you also must pay by forgetting an invaluable memory. As I said, the price must always be paid. Would you make that exchange? Not after power, are we? Interesting. Well, perhaps this will strike your fancy. This is the Midnight Bestiary. I just saw your eyes light. Is this the book you were after, stranger? Fascinating. Well, each entry of the Midnight Bestiary describes a creature that only exists between midnight and dawn. The illustrations flicker faintly as if the creatures move when you're not looking. Creatures include the glasswing owl, whose feathers reflect dreams, the hollow wolf, who howls inside of your chest, the ash moth, which lands on candles and drinks the flame. Readers say closing the book too quickly might let something slip through into the night. So, it was the Midnight Bestiary you were after, was it? Are you a fan of dangerous creatures? Still keeping your secrets safe, are you? suppose I cannot begrudge you that. Still, this is a library, and if you would like to borrow a book, I can't stop you. But I will repeat again, the price will always be paid. Here you are, stranger. So, you're not going to tell me what you intend to do with that tome, are you? Well, there's all manners of dangerous creatures in that book. You may be in need of a spell for protection, or perhaps luck. Well, I have a friend. She lives further in the woods. Some might describe her as a witch, but really she's more of an apothecary. If you desire a potion to protect yourself against whatever manner of beasts you might conjure up from that book, maybe you should pay her a visit. I'm sure she would love to unravel some of your secrets. Well, I'm so glad you came to visit our library today. I hope your adventures are everything you hope them to be. Good luck and good night.